continues here. Everett Community College, your home for Wesco basketball. STSPN, Scott Oshman, Keith Neely, Steve Willits. As we got our last game of the night here, it's been a doozy, Keith Neely. It is the Cascade Bruins and the Mariner Marauders. Cascade coming in the #1 seed and Mariner the #5 seed. And Keith, you had a front row seat to the only loss this year for Cascade, 13-1, 19-1 against the Kamiak Knights, who were victorious earlier tonight.
It was one of those games that everybody knew was coming. The game before, Kamiak and Cascade locked up. It was a buzzer beater at the home of the Cascade Bruins as Isaiah Gotel drifted in about a 25-footer to get the W. And it all came down to the final game of the season, and Kamiak just had their number. Cascade, their two bigs, Drew Magaway, Isaiah Gotel, had some trouble getting going, and Magaway got his points. He had 27 a game ago, but Isaiah Gotel, 7 for 14 down the stretch from the free throw line, kind of took his team out of it.
Well, it was almost probably to look at if you're a Cascade Bruin and you have head coach Daryl McNeil, maybe it's the best thing that could have happened to him, because it gives him that little dose of, you know what, we got to keep our edge if we're going to make a run.
It's a reality check, and we talked about it in the pregame show at Cascade. With Cascade's game, could we place a little bit of doubt into the backside of the Bruins' minds, because chances are we're going to see him again in the tournament, and that's exactly what they did. And Corey West, the head coach for Kamiak, said it's going to do two things. One, it's going to place doubt, and two, we know we can beat him if we can get the W, and it will be interesting to see if Cascade were to get past Mariner. We can't go too far here.
I was going to just lead into that. If you're a Mariner fan out there, not so fast, because we got a game, and it's been a night and a day of surprises. So just when you think it's an easy win, it's an easy favorite, it's district basketball.
Anybody can win a district basketball game. Go ahead and ask the Lake Stevens girls team whether it matters, whether they went 0 for 2 against the Monroe Bearcats in regular season. No siree.
They had a big win earlier tonight on STSPN, 46-39, knocking Monroe out. And then it was the girls just coming up, our last game, Snohomish Panthers taking to the Kamiak Knights, a valiant effort by the Knights, but winning that 57-36. And here we are. We also had the boys from Kamiak taking care of business. As you were talking about, they were the only team to upset Cascade, and their win over Jackson 62-58.
And they're awaiting in the championship game. Of course, the winner of this contest will go on to play the Kamiak Knights. So that's the prize, is a championship trip here at Everett Community College.
In the white down there, you'll see Cascade, the Bruins, the Marauders over there. Everybody Cascade, #4 at times, the top teams in the state. And as the starting lineups, Placencio, Villalobos for Mariner, Ewing, Clark, and Hayes. And for the Bruins, Blackman, Magaway, McGrath, Hancock, and Gotel.
A bit of a stall here as the referee is going over to check the clock, which after a long night of sitting in the bleachers waiting for 3 games to go by, if you're both of these teams, you want to get going. You want to lock horns.
Absolutely. The Marauders are the definite, I think it's fair to say, the underdog coming in tonight. Cascade, one little tiny blemish on their record, as we spoke earlier. You were at that Kamiak game, and Gotel, I'm sure he's thinking about that as he talks to his teammates and head coach Daryl McNeil. They have a chance to be special and do something special, and as you look, Magaway, new to the crowd here, number 15 for the Bruins. I know there's a lot of speculation in the offseason, where is he going? And boy, Bruins are happy he ended up in a white jersey here. We're underway.
Placencio didn't even attempt to jump as Gotel went through the skylights to get the tip.
Scott Oshman, Keith Neely, Steve Willits with you. Stephen Whitman on stats, and Todd Elvig, our executive producer, engineer, the 5-tool play. Happy you're with us. The nightcap. Inside Gattell. Go Tell, go yes. His first of the night.
I like the way the Mariner Marauders are playing zone defense, though. Very active, quick feet. Could be a struggle if you can't get it down low. They have to bury the one from outside all night.
Villalobos drives in. Way to put him on his back, and we're tied up at 2 early on.
Villalobos splitting in between defenders. He knew right where to take the ball.
Inside, they crash hard, and they try to dish it off to Gattell. Off him, it'll be Marauder ball.
Mariners not going to beat you with size and strength. They're going to beat you with speed, quickness, and active hands.
And this time we'll hand it down. Villalobos bringing the ball down, gets a nice screen. Jumper, that's a 3 if it goes, and it does.
Villalobos, he active scorer. A very good defender and a very quick active scorer. He does not need a lot of daylight to get a shot off. He's got such a quick release.
Good for usually about 20 a night, and so is Mr. McGrath putting it down from down yonder.
So far, so good. A heck of a ball game. One turnover and about 8 possessions.
Working the arc are these two clubs.
Contrast the zone play of Mariner against the man-to-man heavy pressure of Cascade.
Villalobos doing all the damage, and he's going to get caught with steps. A turnover here early on, 6:14 in the first quarter. Bruin basketball.
Not a bad place for a turnover, long into a possession. Give your team a chance to get some open looks early. You burn the shot clock all the way down to 30. Yeah, you'd like a shot attempt, but if you're going to get a turnover, might as well see what the defense is going to give you.
And number 15 had the ball there in his hand. Magaway, talk about his night on Tuesday at Kamiak. That kid was just out of his mind.
It took him a while to get rolling. He only, I believe, had 6 points in the first quarter, first half. He finished the night with 27. That'll show you what he can do when he gets rolling.
Ewing goes and gets the foul down, a little double clutch.
Yeah, 17 points for Drew Magaway in the fourth quarter the other night. That's most people's ball game. That may be you and my career.
But the way he was doing, he was Stretch Armstrong. I mean, he was diving. I mean, he was shooting from the heels, from his back on the floor. Unbelievable. As Ewing hits the free throw there.
Ewing, the junior, probably considered one of the bigs. He plays down low on the zone at 5'10".
Hits them both.
So an undersized lineup, that's why they've got to use such speed to try to beat defenders and anticipate passes.
Blackman tries it. Mariner with a 2-point lead here early, 5:41. And traveling again, they're going to call that on Villalobos. That's second traveling in the last minute and a half. Villalobos
giving the why, what, me kind of look over at the referees. But yeah, as he crossed the timeline there, might have been 4. I counted 3 at least.
Got
steps.
Some happy feet, and they challenge Gattell. Magaway trying to start a little bit better than he did at Kamiak, his first 2.
Saw the triple team coming and drew it back down. I thought he was going to take the shot. It's normally a Magaway easy 12-footer. But had to readjust, had to think about things a bit before he got the runner to fall.
Pick and pop open for a second. Hayes drives in. Going to start over with 13-12 now on the shot clock, getting some instruction from Dexter Griffin, the head coach. 7 now on the shot clock. Got to take it as Clark. It's going to stay Marauder ball.
Stay Marauder ball, but you've got 3 seconds on the shot clock to do something with it here. So have a first option thought about, and you're probably going to get through only 2 options. There's the one.
Clark with a tough shot, well defended. The shot clock buzzer going off, and that's the call, and it'll be Cascade ball.
Knotted at 7 halfway through. Not quite halfway through, a little more than halfway through.
If you're Mariner, this is exactly what you want. Stay easy, stay with it. And the Bruins have been kind of susceptible through the year as Mr. Hancock drives hard to the rack, and he'll go to the line.
6'4" senior, a captain on the Cascade team. Brennan Hancock is just kind of the utility infielder. Can take the ball up the court if you need. Can drop down onto a block and take a feed for a lay-in. And that one hits the runner and gets the and one for 3.
3-point play the old-fashioned way for Hancock. Placencio, he gets the foul on that.
Mariner wants the low-scoring game. They want this thing to end 52-50.
And the Bruins not typically. That's a nice little open J by Villalobos.
Got all
pretty.
3 field goals. All 8 of the 8 of the 9 Mariner points thus far.
4:10 left in the first quarter. Scott Oshman, Keith Neely, Steve Willits with you. Live from Everett Community College. Magaway. Oh, the shooter's touch bouncing up the cup and down.
Doesn't that feel good? And he won't get the iron that often, even from there.
Tough shot, nice cut, good feed there as Placencio goes up. He'll head to the stripe.
Same place that Villalobos has been trafficking down that left-hand lane. May be seeing something that Dexter Griffin wants to exploit, head coach for the Marauders.
First foul on Gotel. Gotel through the year, again, this unbelievable year as he misses the first. Has had to fight foul trouble here and there down the stretch and come back with some incredible shots. So Linwood girls coming up. We're just hearing 56-44 over Edmonds Woodway. Is that correct, Keith?
Yeah, a game that was extremely close at the half. I believe 2 points at the half, 3 at the half.
13-9 here. Cascade on top. 3:38 left in the first quarter. Deep free ball corner.
McGrath,
yes.
Second. He's got 2 from that same exact spot.
He's finding a home deep in the corner.
Well, a corner is the toughest rotation. If you can swing it around against a zone all the way around that far deep in a corner, it's going to be tough for that player to either come out from the block and get get out there and close out, or if it's the guard that's responsible, to have to swing all the way from the elbow down into the corners. And McGrath has found himself open with plenty of daylight from that same spot.
And Villalobos thought he had an open lane, and here come Mr. Hancock. He picks up his second foul and sends Villalobos to the line. He hits the first. And boy, how quickly did Hancock, now he's got 2 fouls though, but boy, he collapsed quickly.
3:18 to go. Mariner, again, wants to keep the pace slow. They want to make this thing as half-court oriented as possible and keep those high-flying transition baskets away from the likes of Gotel and Megaway.
Villalobos averaging 20-plus a game. He's heating up early here. And Kali in for the Bruins, number 24 now with the ball. Gets it in deep. Gotel, go time. Yes, and 1, count it. He's a beast when he gets the ball in the low, right under the cup.
A little bit different than Cascade's approach. They wouldn't let Gotel get the ball anytime, Kamiak rather, inside about 15 feet. Just would not let him. They would foul him before they would allow him to get the ball. Mariner really doesn't have an answer down low, and if they allow him to get the ball underneath, inside about 5 feet, he's gonna make you pay every single time.
Mariner working the outside, cutting, picking, slashing. Now they go back out. 18 on the shot clock. Villalobos sets up the screen. Now he's going to go the 3 ball. Gotel gets the rebound.
Mariner wants to get the ball in Villalobos' hands. You can tell the way that possession developed. They were looking for him. Everybody passed up shots in order to get it to Villalobos.
Bryant, number 20, with the ball in the ball game. Now they'll swinging around the horn. 17 on the shot clock for them. Inside. And is a foul or did he walk? It looks like he got the foul. And 2:10 left to go in the first quarter here. 4A boys districts, and that'll be a foul on Villalobos is first. There's another whistle.
That'll be the second on Ewing.
So fouls racking up here just in the last 3 or 4 minutes, Keith.
And now you bring in the big man, 6'9" junior Nick Leah. And that may be a decent matchup against Isaiah Gotel, and now an offensive foul.
No, I think that was a 5-second
It was a
there.
5-second call?
Great defense there by Mariner, and he didn't get it in.
Now we're hearing his foot was on the line on the inbound play.
Muhammad Kali. We'll see. We're high above here at Everett Community College. A great facility. There's the drive and the pull up, and he gets it to go. Clark
ran the lane well. He had a cut that didn't get fed.
6'2" junior.
And the second time through was able to make his presence known.
18-13, 1:38 left in the first quarter. Another deep three, McGrath. This time it's not going to happen.
Boy, but that one was close.
It was.
He's feeling it from over there.
Already
a little frustrated on the miss. He's laughing, looking over toward the bench.
He's setting up shop over there. Already has 2.
Setting up shop. He's got the banners. He's got the 2-for-1 sign down. He's already got it all planted.
He's got the couch being delivered. It's on Amazon Prime. It'll be here before the game time's over. Meanwhile, Mariner wants to get into it. Another travel.
Lobos pretty much one speed, and it's not third gear, it's not fourth gear, it's high octane fifth. Got away from him a little bit.
And as you look through Cascade, they have let other teams stay with them in the first half. In the second half is where they kind of pour the gas on. But we'll see, again, District's a different situation. And for this Cascade Bruin team, Keith, this is not territory they are used to be in. They had a good run last year, but still, it's not like they've been here for years and years. It's a nice outside shot, and here comes the Mariner Marauders.
Well, neither team has been in a game to state in the last, or at least this last 6-7 years. The last I've gone back and looked. Even Cascade, as special of a season as they're having, haven't found themselves in a game that matters in quite a while. So, of course, in the early years, back in the 80s, that was the team. Boy, that was a team that rolled the state every single season, inside out and backwards.
The mighty Bruins.
They've had a bit of a drought since.
Deep. And not going to do it. Big skying rebound by Kali. As the Bruins come down, and nice quick hands there by Hayes. As the previous series, they had a couple transitions. Magaway picked the pocket, but couldn't hold on to it. Cascade Bruins here, 33 seconds, going to look for the last shot. If they can get a couple second differential here for shot clock to game clock. Magaway out top, he's giving him some space.
Look how fast that zone rotates.
They're doing a nice job. This one overthrown. Again, quick hands, staying in those lanes, Keith.
Boy, those two guys at the top of the 2-3 right now, that's Villalobos on the right-hand side, and that's Jalen Hayes on the left. They make this zone work. They are the engine room of this zone.
And Magaway is going to get caught as he tried to get a little too inventive there at the end of the road there. And he turns it over. Seconds coming down, Villalobos. Hayes, Magaway gets it right back to Hayes. Can't get it at the buzzer. After one, Cascade, slight lead, 18-13 over Mariner. Let's head it down to Steve Willits.
it takes to get to the championship?
Absolutely.
I think so. We're a good competitive team.
I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, but you lost last week to Kamiak. Can you beat Kamiak?
Yeah!
Can the Bruins take the whole tournament?
Yeah!
They think they've got what it takes. The cheer squad's ready to go. We're ready for 3 more quarters, guys.
My name's Austin Clark.
It'll take 3 quarters of basketball before they can get there, so not looking too far ahead. I know we talked about it, which is kind of a no-no ahead of the tip-off, but yeah, I think a lot of people really would love to see a third Kamiak-Cascade matchup. Not to put anything against Mariner, the number 5 seed, but if everybody had to draw lots at the beginning of the season, or even coming into this district playoff, what 2 teams are going to make the district playoff championship game? It would be Kamiak and Cascade.
We shall see. Let's go to Steve Whitman now. Oh no, it looked like he was going to say something.
Cascade.
7 of 10 for shooting for Cascade, and I'm going to hand the mic over for the play-by-play, Keith Neely.
Thank you very much, Scott Oshman, Keith Neely, Steve Willits, Steven Whitman, and Todd Elvig at the controls here high atop the home of the Trojans, Everett Community College, as Mariner struggling to keep possession again. The shot clock winding down with Villalobos on the prowl. Long pass out to Placencio. Count it! 3-ball, down it goes for Adrian Placencio, the 6-foot junior.
Boy, I tell you what, way to work the clock right down to the nubbins and get a big-time shot. 18-16. Mariner likes what they're seeing right now.
One-possession ball game. Can't help but like what you see there. Almost got the turnover out of the zone, and I think the biggest player that's going to have his numbers drawn shy of his normal average will be wearing number 15 of white. There's the short corner jump shot, no good. Getting his own rebound is DeAndre Bryant. He'll try to get the pass into Gottel, and out of bounds it goes. But to go back to my point, Scott, is that the zone, the way it's operating against Drew Magaway, that's the kid that's probably going to have to take up the slack. His numbers are going to drop because he has to run that helm.
And you talked about Villalobos and Hayes doing an awesome job. They're so quick laterally on the 2-3, and if they can bottle up Gottel, not get a good look, and great attacking defense, causing the turnover from Bryant on that last series.
Clark will give it to Villalobos, right of the key with a left-hand dribble drive, stop and pop way downtown. He'll draw nothing but the backboard. Here comes the Bryant 2-on-3, swatted away, and Villalobos recovers enough to get airborne and knock it clear.
I mean, traveling calls, aside, Villalobos, boy, he's got some springs at 5'8".
And some runs. The guy can run the basketball, and watch how fast that guy gets across the top of this 2-3. They're over-rotated just a little bit. Now into the hands of Magaway. Onto the left-hand side, they'll kick it back to McGrath, and a holding call as McGrath gets tied up in his favorite spot over there on the far side.
Hayes caught for one, had a right idea to try when they go deep down in there, get his hand in, try and just cause some havoc there, but he gets caught. That'll be his first.
15 foul on Mariner. There's the J, no good. Fighting for the rebound. It goes in and out of about 3 players' hands. Finally kicked outside to Bryant. They say a walk violation will go against Muhammad Kali, and you can hear the crowd not thrilled.
They don't like it. Didn't have to travel far either of these teams.
Right in the backyard.
No, we're right here. It's a local.
There's the hesitation dribble. You can drive a Kenworth down that right-hand side as Isaiah Clark drops in the deuce, and another travel on the other side. And Drew Magaway, I'm not sure he said anything, but he definitely took pause and looked at the referee.
Inspiration, Keith Neely, for the Mariner Marauders. First, the hop, skip, and a jump, and gets the deuce on one side, and then the denial coming back defensively.
Tied it up at 18 with 5:40 to go here, second quarter. Villalobos brings it into the zone defense. Now they're playing man-to-man. Over to Clark. Clark with the right hand, spins in, up and under, 12-footer, no good, fouled by Kali and will go to the line.
Oh, Clark has got the juice tonight. Nobody can stop me.
I like him on the setup on the right-hand side. Going right that time, able to split two defenders, and with that little spin, gets into traffic. That foul will go against Cascade's Muhammad Kali. They say his first, as Clark hits the free throw, his first trip to the free throw line. Brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, Edmonds Community College.
Edmonds Community College, again, thank you for their sponsorship here at Everett CC. STSPN proud to get the NWAC tournament March 7th or 10th through the 13th. Look for that on STSPN as he hits that.
Clark with the basket and the first Mariner lead of the ball game, 20-18. Down low to Kali, and another walk.
From the Bruins side, Keith, they do exactly what you want in the zone, right? They step it up, they get the ball in the middle, then you got choices, but Kali, they are watching the feet tonight.
5 travel calls by Cascade, 3 in the last 3 trips.
That could come back to bite you.
5:02, there's the long shot. Off the mark is the Villalobos 3 attempt on the move. Here comes
McGrath.
And to the rack, score it. Cameron McGrath just likes to hover over there on that left-hand side. He's good inside, he's good outside. Put him on that hemisphere, and he's golden.
I wasn't sure he knew what to do inside the arc, but apparently he's very familiar.
And the senior steps to the free throw line for the bonus. Already with 8 points, leading
He hits
the
it.
Cascade Bruins, and his ninth now makes him leading all scorers.
Placencio picks up his second foul. Keith will watch that with 4:46 left here in the second.
Cascade will look in against man-to-man pressure. They try to extend everybody out. They'll finally get it into Clark, who's had some success under there. Not so much that time. Wide, a little too much effort on the way, on the move.
Somebody.
A reverse to Isaiah Gotel. Count it.
Somebody's got to remember about Gotel.
A timeout on the floor. It's a full with 4:27 to go. Second quarter. Cascade with the 3-point lead on a 5-0 run. We'll take a timeout on STSPN. Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com. Welcome back on STSPN. The 4A District 1 Championship awaits a week. Well, not even a week from Thursday. It's just Thursday now. We're in it. Already there are the Kamiak Knights trying to get there, these two teams. There's the backdoor give and go. Blocked by Gotel. Swatted. And the other way, here comes McGrath. Gives it to Gotel. Kick out to Blackman. Thought about it. Picked his pocket. And now Boa into the ball game, I believe for the first time, the 5'6" freshman, Edwin Bowen.
Boa getting some nice time here. Boy, Gotel, he just crashes in a hurry. Just when you think you got an easy one up to layup, think twice. No, not happening. Get it out.
Isaiah Gotel, 6'5", can climb the ladder. And now here comes Boa. Drops it off for Villalobos. He has a lot of room in there. A little shake and bake. Puts it up right-handed off the glass, just a kiss of the window.
They set him up so nice. He was on the left side, got a good screen, and it's where he took his defender around that screen to drive into the paint and get him to collapse, get the bucket and the and one. Just Villalobos, you know, just speedy to the rack.
Deandra Bryant charged with the foul. That's the 7th team foul on Cascade, so Mariner will shoot free throws the rest of the way. The Villalobos bonus shot, no good. They'll get it right back up with the left hand, and a foul called as the freshman. Pardon me, that's Placencio. I thought Boa got it. It's Placencio, the junior, 6 foot. With Boa, the rebound, he was in the mix.
This is great for Mariner fans. You're attacking the bigs. That front court just taking a beating. Let's rack up the fouls if you're the Marauders and head to the stripe, slow it down.
Second one on McGrath as Placencio hits his first free throw. He's been there before, missed on 2 opportunities early. And with this, can cut that percentage to 50%. And most importantly, now, I was going to say give him the lead, but that'll fall off. We're tied at 23. Bryant with the rock, goes right side to Magaway. And they're trying to set it up against this zone, find an opening, find some space.
And now the Bruins with a different offensive look around the horn. You'll see the middle wide open. Gotel was down there trying to get something going down low, and a timeout by, is that Mariner or by Cascade?
That's Cascade. Daryl McNeil will take we'll stay right here, and we'll go down to Steve Willits.
Down here, we thought we'd flip the tables a little bit here. Last year, during Lake Stevens Girls Championship game, we interviewed Dexter Griffin, who was watching daughter Kylie play at the time. Now Kylie, who's already qualified for the championship game on Thursday, is watching dad coach Mariner. Kylie, this is kind of interesting. We have a chance to maybe have a family affair at the championship. What do you think of Dad's performance so far tonight?
It's all right. It would be really cool if we could both be in the championship. I know we both want to get as far as we possibly can in the postseason, so that would be really cool.
Now, Dad hasn't been able to watch as many games this year because he's been coaching. Kind of fun for you to get a chance to come out here and support him. I know he was at your game earlier today. Do you guys talk a little bit during the off nights as to what each team needs to do to win games?
Yeah, we do, and it's pretty cool now because I was younger when he was coaching, so now I can kind of understand the game and what's happening, so we can talk more about both our games.
Kylie had 17 points and 15 rebounds earlier. Let's see what Dad can do, guys.
Thank you. Steve Willits and Kylie Griffin as McGrath unleashes yet another 3. I've got him down for 3
I do
triples. Too. And on the other side, Isaiah Clark just drifts in that right. He drives so well right-handed.
He does. And he has got all kinds of magical tricks in the toolbox there once he stops his dribble and can create some space.
Who is that guy? McGrath. All he needs is the left-hand side of the lane. 14 points.
Mr. McGrath putting on a clinic.
Long 3, no good. The big man underneath, and it is, was it tied up? Gotel wants the tie-up, but I think it'll be charged against Gotel on the personal foul. That'll be number 8. They say they blocked him. The second on Isaiah Gotel, and 9 team fouls on Cascade.
And Leah at the stripe right now, Keith, at 6'9". All he has to do, he's kind of lengthy kid. He's a junior. He's just got to get in the way. And again, he's collecting fouls on Gotel, which is probably what his coach wants him to do.
Gotel in a discussion with his head coach right now, Daryl McNeil. A beautiful stroke by the junior at 6'9". And Gotel will exit with 2 fouls. Kevin Burns into the lineup now, 5'11" senior. And Leah's second attempt, no good, falls off after hitting back iron. Quickly across the timeline comes Blackman. Boy, he had...
Nobody else was ready, though.
No, he had the whole team. He had a 1-on-5. I'm ready. There's the long 3. No! That play tailor-made for McGrath. Cameron McGrath is everything on that left-hand side. Bumping up, Boa draws a parachuter and puts it in on the hesitation pump fake.
McGrath now missed a couple. He might be calling a real estate agent. He wants to move, find another place.
Lease is up over there on that left-hand side.
He likes it closer into town, it looks like. Last couple buckets.
Over to Blackman. Count it. It settles in. A 3 for Trayvon Blackman. The junior makes it a 3-point Cascade lead, 31-28 with 1:33 to go. Here in the second quarter, high screen for Villalobos. And right back to the big man. Had a bunny and couldn't stick it. Blackman comes clear. On the way to McGrath. The long pass out to Bryant.
Magaway.
No, Magaway. Quiet. A Megaway quiet 5 points through a half. And now things getting sloppy.
The freshman, just one more pass. Good hustle by Clark. Can't make him pay.
Good hustle by Villalobos on the offensive side. They say he stepped on the end line.
Villalobos just can't buy it. He needs smaller shoes.
31-28.
Trade him in. Oh, Villalobos. Villalobos. He's got to get down to a 10 or 11 and a half.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
His
he's got to
shoe
trade
size?
those in. But the Bruins in a dogfight here.
44 seconds, about a 20-second differential between game and shot clock. They try to pass it between Blackman and Bryant. Now to Magaway. Down underneath. Trying to find that short corner jump shot. Looking over is McGrath. He wants the rock. Give me the kick. Here it comes. McGrath with the 3. Got a good look at it. No. Going up and elevating for the rebound that goes off of Burns and out of bounds back to the Marauders. 28.7.
Different look there, sorry, Keith. When Gotel is out of the game, it's just a different look on the rebound, the defense and offensive rebound. And Mariner taking advantage of that right now.
31-28. Shot clock is on, but it is just a skosh underneath the game clock. It should not matter. It should not be an extra possession for for Cascade. There's the long 3, no good. Almost going over the top. Here comes Magaway. He's got 6.1 on the move. Draws a body into the thick of things. No, falls off. It's too long, and the shot on desperation time is Kevin Burns.
All right, we're gonna
at the half, 31-28. The Cascade Bruins with a 3-point lead, and we'll head down to Steve Willits, who's trying to find a head coach to interview. McNeil not having it.
Trying to figure out what he's going to do to tell his team that they need to do to make sure they put this game away over the next 16 minutes. It's going to be a doozy. Both coaches are really into it right now.
I think that's the first time the mayor has been stood up. And I don't blame him for not wanting to go into that mess right there.
I tell you, the mayor, he has VIP passes in a lot of places that many would like. But that time, Mr. McNeil saying, you know what, I need some time. I need some time.
Time and space.
Schedule it with my assistant. Have your people talk to my people.
31-28, Cascade with the lead at the half. We'll take a break on STSPN and the Action Jackson halftime program right around the corner.
Welcome back. We're halftime. Cascade up 31-28 over Mariner here. The Action Jackson Plumbing halftime show. Joining me here, I tell you, Aaron Lammers from the Everett Herald. There's some controversy out there about a T-shirt, about writer of the game. What is it? Writer of the what?
You guys gave the T-shirt away. You tell me. I don't know why you'd give it to Kruger, but
well, I thought Pod Player of the Night.
There you
we
go.
need a T-shirt for Pod Player of the Night.
I like it.
And Mr. Aaron Lammers, you bring it, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You've been writing your little brains out. Talk about what our fans can see from the Everett Herald and Aaron Lammers. You guys got all kinds of coverage of all kinds of high school prep sports.
Yeah, David and I have been busy today. He was at a 4A regional, or 3A regional wrestling. So he'll have some stories there. Tomorrow, I will have game stories from the first game today, the Lake Stevens girls game, which was a win over Monroe. And I also had covered the second game, which was a fantastic game between Jackson and Kamiak. I'll have game stories on both of those, and then we'll just have little short write-ups on the other two games, which I haven't had a chance to watch much of so far. But yeah, it looks like it's been a great day of basketball so far.
Any, just to put a little tease as far as you talk to the coaches, you talk to the players after our first three games have been outstanding. I think some of a little bit more surprising, tight games than we thought coming in. You want to tease a quote maybe for the stories coming out tomorrow in the Herald?
Well, I'll tease my storylines, which was in the first game, the Lake Stevens game. They wound up winning to advance to the district championship. Lake Stevens just shot atrociously from the foul line, except for one girl. Senior Haley Wilson was 12 for 12 from the free throw line. That's all you can ask for a senior in that moment. Really, and Coach kind of agreed with me after the game when I was talking to him. They don't win that game without her going 12 for 12 from the line. So a huge performance by her. And then the second game, I mean, Jackson battled back. It was a 10-point lead for Kamiak. Jackson battled back, but I really think the only storyline that you can have from that game is that crazy shot Christian Clausen hit from the baseline.
Unbelievable.
That put that game away. And I've watched that kid play a few times this year, and he's got range and he's got this unorthodox looking jump shot, but man, they go in. It's fantastic for Kamiak. Earlier this year, they hadn't beaten Jackson since 2006. They've now beat them 3 times this season.
Unbelievable. And you're seeing highlights here on the Action Jackson Plumbing halftime show and STSPN. Aaron Lammers from the Everett Herald joining us as this District 4A side kind of sets up with Snohomish now and Lake Stevens. I think that'll be a much more interesting, nobody thought Lake Stevens could get there if you want to call the pundits, I guess. And then setting up here on the boys' side, we're going to get, round 3, I guess, of Kamiak possibly. But Mariner, you've been writing, but Mariner hanging tough.
Yeah, Mariner's got some talent on the team, so I'm not surprised that they're hanging around. I do still expect Cascade to pull this one out by the time it's over. And to tell you the truth, no disrespect to Mariner, they've had a great season. I'm really looking forward to Cascade Kamiak, man. Like, those 2 games this season have been fantastic. I know Corey West and Daryl McNeil, the 2 coaches of those teams, have a really good friendship with each other, but the rivalry is intense. I'm really looking forward to that game on Thursday night. If it happens, it should be a fantastic game.
Before we let you go, we'll get your thoughts just quickly on the 3A side. First of all, girls. Looks like Linwood took care of business, but not as easily as some thought.
Not as easily as they thought. Edmonds Woodway is a team with some talent, and that didn't surprise me that they could hang around with Linwood. I mean, I think it was still a 12-point game by the time it was over. I thought Shorewood was going to give Arlington a run for their money, and, I mean, they hung around with them, but I think and in the end they wound up losing by like 16. It looks like Arlington and Linwood are on a collision course there, and I expect that to be a fantastic game in the championship.
GP at home takes care of Marysville Gutchell. Switching now the 3A boys. Little bit of a stunner as Glacier Peak heads up north to Zach Ward's country and gets a big win.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest shock of the weekend for me of the opening round games was to see Glacier Peak pull that off. I thought Stanwood was a shoe-in to get to regionals. But Brian Hunter's a great coach. He's had Glacier Peak right there the last few years. So the fact that they were able to right the ship at this time of the season doesn't surprise me. there's going to be a great game between them and Mount Lake Terrace coming up too. Those two teams have met twice this year. They've been close games. That's going to be a fantastic game.
And we will, I don't know who you're going to draw straws, who gets that assignment. You can see that right here on STSPN.
It's going to be David. It's going to be David.
All right. And the last one, the team I got a chance to watch, and Keith Neely, his team he covers, Edmonds Woodway. I mean, just give me Zero, give me Jordan, that's a fun team to watch. And Coach Brown, he's got that team flying high.
You look at a couple of teams like Cascade and Edmonds Woodway, and it's like these are teams loaded with talent already. Cascade, you add Megaway, and Edmonds Woodway, you add David Woodard. I mean, these kids are phenomenal players, and they've turned these good teams into state championship contenders.
And E-Dub getting some respect, number 6.
Yeah, number 6.
Beating on Kruger to get his vote going.
David does what he can for the polls. He does what he can.
All right, Aaron Lammers, Everett Herald. I have a feeling there's a shirt or maybe shirts in your future, my friend.
My feelings were hurt, so I hope there's one coming up
Hey,
soon.
it's a call-out. You heard it right here. All right, Aaron Lammers from the Everett Herald. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
we'll be back.
guys. I appreciate it.
We'll be back with the second half coming up. Cascade Mariner, the nightcap on STSPN. Don't go away.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
All right, back here, we are underway. The last half of basketball, a quadruple, and that starts it off. Hancock for Cascade. Scott Oshman, Keith Neely, Steve Willits, and there's a discussion down there with the ref. What's going on, Keith?
A bench warning after knocking the ball out outside of when it goes through the hoop after a made basket. You cannot go and just knock it into the mat. And that is what Hancock did there. So a bench warning allowing both coaches to know that we're not going to do that the rest of the way.
Marauders coming down here. Cascade opens that second half, a nice offensive set, and there's a untimely turnover to start.
What a great partnership. STSPN, the Everett Herald, Aaron Lammers taking time out of his busy writing to help us out here. And, of course, you got David Kruger. We had Rich Meyer the other night. Meyer, the longtime sports reporter. And it's just great to have those guys be a part of our broadcast.
And McGrath picks up where he left off. I bet nobody talked to him at halftime. 4 triple lattes.
Isolation in the locker room. 17 points for McGrath.
The pitcher, the no-hitter, Villalobos. A little short Hancock brings it down to Magaway. Magaway with some nifty dribble work there. He gets it back out. Cascade, 6:40 left here in this third quarter. Try to get into Gotel. Gotel playing with 2 fouls. Hancock out top. And McGrath been just unleashed. Coming down now, Blackman. And they're going to say it's Mariner basketball. 31-28 the half, 36-28 now here with 6:20 left in the third quarter. Keith, what do you think? Well, let's go through some numbers of the first half.
Stats of the first half. And the thing that just jumps right out at me is 8 makes on 13 attempts free throw-wise for Mariner. Cascade only being attempted 3 free throws there in that first half. So Mariner doing their living at the stripe. Only 6 turnovers, Cascade with 10. Remember they had that one spell where there was 4 straight trips with a turnover in every one, including 3 travel violations. So that part of that 10 turnovers. And you got to imagine that Daryl McNeil in the halftime locker room, that was number 1 up on the board, is we got to protect this basketball a lot better than we did in that first half.
And Ewing there picks up his 3rd foul just a minute ago, but Villalobos picks the pocket. Stops, drops, yes!
Three! No, they give him a deuce. Oh, he just
the
inside the
line.
line.
Villalobos, boy, he is carrying the torch for the Marauders here so far in this one.
13 points for the senior.
But they can't stop Mr. McGrath. 5th 3-ball.
That's just a zone buster, a human zone buster.
Clark spinning. Finds Ewing, but it's tipped. We'll have to look back if that was a 3 or a 2. Looks like the scoreboard's giving him 3. I guess that was a 3-ball.
Well, scoreboard did, but the referee did not raise an arm. He put the 2 down, so I think it's going to be a 2 at the end of the day.
And McGrath just slightly out of range as it goes out of bounds.
Big time here at 4A District Basketball. 4th game in a row for us here on STSPN. It's so big, Craft Services came out. We got the Craft Services up here.
Big shout out to Todd Elvig, the 5-tool player. He adds a little snacks and nice drink. Now McGrath didn't set it, get his legs under him that time short, but Gotel there to bail him out. Resets the shot clock, Magaway. 4:33 left in the third quarter, 39-31. Now McGrath, he's going to try it, drives, and they're going to call Hayes for the foul.
But this is Cameron McGrath's night.
Oh, man.
That was the missing link in the loss against Kamiak, in my opinion. You had Magaway carrying the load. He's only got 5 points here in this ball game.
Oh, and Magaway out of bounds.
Trickery.
He hits the trickery. Now you see me, now you don't.
Ends up in a turnover.
Throws it off Ewing's backside. I tell you, these kids, they've been watching too many highlights.
That's not a bad idea against a zone that is facing away from you on an inbound play. Of course, you give up a body, so now I got 5 defenders on 4 offensive players. Why not? If they're going to give it to you, sometimes that's an easy lay-in.
We'll keep it here as there's a timeout on the floor. So, Keith, what's in the works here? What's in the cards on the 4A side here?
Boys basketball on the boys side of things.
Side.
So, you've got the top 3 teams probably coming into this. Cascade, obviously, Kamiak, Jackson can put up a fight in any stretch down in a playoff basketball game. Of course, Lake Stevens upended Kamiak, and they fell to the losers bracket to these very Mariner Marauders. So yeah, you kind of got it in the blender a little bit. Again, playoffs means clean slate. You start over.
Clark was in the McGrath vicinity there, and back the other way, Blackman.
Just running the court. Basic, fill the lanes, in order, transition, outlet, find an outlet man finds the deep man running.
Second on Clark. .4:12 left here in the third quarter. Just fun basketball to watch all night long here on STSPN as he hits the free throw.
Blackman was 6.
And check your YouTube, check STSPN. We got all kinds of district playoff basketball coming your way. Tuesday night, we switch into the 3A boys. And look forward to both 3A, 4A boys and girls basketball all the way through. Right here. The freshmen get some meaningful minutes tonight. Ewing with a kind of a lazy pass into Plasancio, and he keeps the rock. 3 seconds, 2 seconds on the shot clock. Got to get it away. He doesn't know. And I think that's a shot clock, and it is. A shot clock violation there. Plasancio had to get it going to the hoop.
Talk about being able to find us on STSPN.com. Make sure you get to WescoAthletics.com. They actually have the bracket updated pretty much real time. Get there for all your stats.
Great partnership. You talked to the Everett Herald, the Sound Live Sports Network, and STSPN and KRKO 1380. Nobody
Can't forget
covers
about those guys.
Nobody covers prep sports in the state, I will contend, better than all 3 or 4 of these organizations. Challenge me. Come on, I dare you.
Step up.
Come on now. Steve Willett's right here with us. Steve, is there anybody else? I mean, nobody covers it like the boys on the boys and girls here on the north end. Come on, Steve.
Nobody can touch us. What can we say? We've got
mayor.
the 5-tool player on our team,
That's right.
Todd Elvik. What more could you possibly need?
And speaking of that, timeout on the court. We'll step away just a second here. 42-31. Don't go anywhere. Big time 4A boys basketball on STSPN.
That was It's an 11-point game, so they're not even going to go back and check.
Yeah. Oh, the Cascade Bruin student body, the cheerleaders, they are feeling it. Their team on top here with 3:21 left to go in the third. And it's been a long time for Everett Bruin, Cascade Bruin fans as they like their chances. The Mariner Marauders, though, they're going to try and get in the way here as they bring it down the court. Third quarter action. Scott Oshman, Keith Neely, Steve Willits. And Magaway gets in the middle of that pass. The freshman getting his steal, and Magaway with some nifty work, and he gets the bucket.
Magaway just is one of those scorers that scores the ball no matter where he is on the floor, does not need space to operate, is a good finisher.
Not sure you want to get in a complete run and gun. Magaway for 3, short. Leah with the rebound, the big 6'9" junior. And here's Ewing. Boom, baby.
Ewing started the ball game and then got saddled with foul trouble and had to sit. And now finally able to show his wares, shop his wares around the arc. Has 5 points.
Playing catch out front.
Look out.
McGrath, yes. It's just, as he looks to the bench and nods his head,
It's just that easy.
put a handkerchief, man, over my eyes. It don't matter. 22 for McGrath.
And he didn't move far. He didn't move his tent that far. Only
No.
moved up the arc about 2 houses.
He liked the corner ball, but he's pulled up stakes outside.
No longer the corner lot.
No, now he likes that angle. And Dexter Griffin, he wants a TO, baby, with 1:53. He's seeing this game get a little bit away, 47-34. And we'll take a short break here while they talk about it on STSPN.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
STSPN's presentation here of 4A boys district basketball. Scott Oshman, Keith Neely, Steve Willits, Todd Elvig doing a double-double tonight. 4 games on the docket. We're heating up the wires as Villalobos drains it, and that's a 3 ball. No doubt about that one, Keith. $1:33 left on the clock here in the third quarter. That brings him within 10. hung tough in the first half. McGrath absolutely on fire all night long.
Yeah.
Blackman.
They're throwing 2 bodies at him now. You almost have to. Here it comes.
And he's open. They don't transfer. He takes it. A 3 in the key. Boy, when's the last time you saw that called?
Brennan Hancock wanted the entry pass and just got caught.
It's a good call by the 5-tool player up here. The Swami called it before it was called down on the floor, the 3-second rule. That's his favorite, by the way, if you know. Hancock, that's his favorite kind of pass.
Can you have a favorite turnover?
Yes. If you're Todd Elvig, you can.
I guess you can. That's not something that I necessarily put in my repertoire.
When you have your control over the red button that puts us on, you can do anything you want. Blackman out top. Now 45 seconds. 14 on the shot clock. McGrath getting extra loving, extra attention over here as he's gone off for 23.
Here comes the screen.
Can
Shot
it be
up.
26? It can! And he shouts to the crowd.
You can't do that. Holy smoke.
7 triples for
7
McGrath.
for 13.
Hayes the other way. Big rebound by Hancock. Blackman not going to get to the cup this time. Here comes Villalobos to Clark. Hayes, 6 seconds left. Back out front. Villalobos for 3, leaning. And that's going to do it after 3 periods of play. Cascade, a big third quarter, takes the lead, 50-37. Catch your breath. We'll be back with the fourth quarter, the final quarter of action here, 4A Boys District Ball on STSPN. Don't go away. The Marauders, they're hoping for a big fourth quarter and to lead you down the way. Now for the play-by-play, Keith Neely.
Is that lead to slaughter, or I don't know what down the way means. Thank you, Scott Oshman. We're just underway. It's a 13-point Cascade lead. They've got the leather now, and that's the guy that's at the hat hand. That time just fell off, and that's what's so impressive about Cascade. Night ago, or 2 nights ago, it was Drew Magaway with 27 points. Isaiah Gotel has put up 51 in a contest earlier this season. And now, when those two fall a little short, you go right to Cameron McGrath.
And that's how they score 80-plus a game right there. Big transition. And
that bucket
Clark,
from
or
Bryant.
excuse me, Bryant with a bucket.
But it is a deep scoring squad, the Cascade Bruins.
It is. McGrath still can't believe he missed that last one. He wanted a mulligan. He wanted to freeze play and let me try it again.
Yeah. You freeze that one and you come back and get it later.
Yeah.
And he's still at 50% from downtown.
What a performance. And you're right, Gotel has been, he hasn't had to do anything.
Long 3, that one just inside the half court mark. Of course, the college size court, you're running some extra distance.
That's a good point.
A lot of times, you get into Kingma range, which is just a step on the other side of the timeline. Here's Gotel, and that's a foul. As the big man, the senior, 6'5", will head to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
Gotel coming out of the quarter break saying, listen, guys, I have not broken a sweat. You got to get me the rock.
Once.
Let me go to work. Let me do something.
That foul charged against Leah into the ball game, his first personal foul. And the 4th team foul against Mariner as Gotel hits the free throw. And now substitutions as they get both Blackman and I believe it was Megaway that entered the game for Cascade. McSwain, excuse me, that's Jalen Hayes in the ball game for Mariner.
Gotel, it's been obviously well documented, his free throws. He had some huge ones and then he's missed and struggled, but Jackson game he came through, but you know, he's got to work on that part of his game as he goes to the next level.
Ewing has it blocked by Gotel, and now Gotel asks the referee why. He's still dumbfounded as to what the call was, at least on his face, not sure. Goes and asks the second referee and still doesn't have the answer that is at least to his liking.
Well, he wants to Google it.
Now he's going to go off now, and he'll do just that.
He got his 4th. And
what's his favorite turnover?
Exactly. We're getting a little, well, I'm getting a little rummy, a little punchy here, but it's so much fun.
Long shot by Placencio is off the mark. He'll get the rebound and into the traffic. He'll dump it out top, back to Villalobos. Being guarded man-to-man by Megaway. Megaway challenging. He'll now drop into the top of a 2-3 zone. On the switch, long kick out off to Hayes. Hayes dumps it down into the corner for the Ewing 3. Off the front iron, then the side iron. Offensive rebound and putback. Clark with the deuce. He has 9.
A nice way to use his left hand. Hancock on that previous shot. Boy, he did a long jump trying to swat that one into the flower garden, as Keith Neely always says.
14-point Cascade lead, 5:37 to go here in the ball game at Everett Community College. STSPN along for the ride the whole entire night, game 4 of 4. Of course, you can go back on demand and watch any of these district ball games on STSPN.com, and the shot by Hancock is good. He's got 7 points tonight.
Nice job by Hancock. You got early foul trouble there. He just puts one time on the floor. Good, strong move to the basket.
Isaiah Clark, the sophomore, will get the turnover call there, but a great dribble drive, grabbed 2 defenders on the way in, and Placencio just can't hang on. And we are at a timeout, a full on the floor. We will take a break ourselves on STSPN. Cascade with the 16-point lead in cruise control in the 4th quarter, 55-39.
Welcome to Bickford Ford, Western Washington's premier Ford dealership. We strive to offer you the best in customer care, selection, and price. Our sales, service, and parts departments are highly skilled, experienced, and committed to your satisfaction. Give us the opportunity to take care of you and your family's auto needs, and we're confident you'll come back again and again. That's the reason we've been in business for 4 generations and over 78 years. The Bickford family.
Welcome back on STSPN. 5 minutes to play in the contest. 14-point Cascade lead. They've got the rock. Against man-to-man pressure now. Against the zone, Cascade struggled a bit. And trying to mix things up now, Dexter Griffin wants to employ something different because of one man. One zone-busting man.
Oh, boy. He's laughing, talking to the refs. I mean, he's everybody's friend now.
When you've hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't think I've got enough little chicken scratches in my roster.
We've got paper on order for you.
Thank you.
It's coming up.
That's a lot of instant offense from a long ways from the hoop. 7 3-pointers for Cameron McGrath. There's Ewing, top of the key. Straight away, splish splash.
Ewing feeling it right now.
Second 3 here in the quarter. He's got 8 points on the game. Mr. Swell Ewing.
That was a high fly ball.
Running in on the left-hand side. Count the basket as Brennan Hancock make quick work of the left-hand side of that man-to-man. And we'll head to the free throw line on the foul call. That foul will be number 4 against Swell Ewing. As Hancock heads to the free throw line, brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, Edmonds Community College. Misses the free throw, gets his own rebound, right back up to the rack with the right hand. Counted on the second attempt by Kevin Burns. Burns also active.
I tell you what, I love what Brendan Hancock is doing. He is just taking control, going just strong to the hoop. Get out my way, and I'm going to make you pay, and he's hustling tonight. Again, you got to love these other role players, coming up big tonight. We talked about it all night, but, Magaway, it's so much pressure and Gotel, but McGrath just playing out of his mind. Then you got Hancock coming up big.
Magaway looks extremely relaxed. It's like he demanded the basketball against Kamiak. And he just knows enough about the game that he does not have to demand anything at this point in time when he's got such great 4 players around him.
But that's what's going to carry this team. If they get those other players to step up and understand that the defensive coach, when they get down deep, you just can't worry about 2 kids. You can't worry about when you got to defend all 4, all 5, they can go off at any time. It makes a mess of the chalkboard there when you're going in and out of zones. You're going matchup. Who do you box in one? What do you do?
And it's not like Mariner isn't doing that right now. They've gone from that 2-3. They went for briefly into it looked like a 1-2-2. They brought somebody out top to take on Magaway when he was bringing up the ball. And then they've been very fast and quick and active on the man-to-man pressure. But every time you get man-to-man, you're going to find Gotel underneath. You get into a zone, they were trying to find him there. You're going to find Cameron McGrath ahead of you. And now a have-to call as Coach Griffin not happy that it took so long to blow the whistle. And he's got a bit of John to do.
Yeah, that time they got a little greedy with McGrath. Marauders have had enough of that. They got in the way of that one, the pass out to McGrath.
That foul charged against Blackman, his second personal foul. They'll get it to the junior underneath. Clark only a sophomore. We got a freshman and a sophomore on the floor right now with Edmund Boa. The freshman, 5'6", who has a couple of long distance threes that have come up just short. And then we got a couple of guys, Ewing, a junior. Hayes, only a junior. So if you're a Mariner, you can reload this again. Yeah. The only guy you're really losing is your leading scorer. That's nothing to just bat an eye at, but Kevin Villalobos, the senior. But we'll talk about being able to reload. Only one senior on this entire roster, top to bottom. One.
Yeah, they are locked and loaded. They're going to cause some problems for next year as we get classification changes a little bit, and they'll see some teams they haven't normally seen as a couple 3A teams switch up in the 4A and Snohomish goes down. But I like Clark. That time he caught Burns there on the foul. He was backing him down, and Burns got his hands up a little bit too much. So they got a lot to look forward to in the blue jerseys.
And here's a junior in Ewing.
He has got such a high arcing shot.
That one with snow on it as it comes down for the 3rd time and doesn't draw any oxide. He's got 11 points. And that one, a pass into the neighbor's yard. As Hancock, I don't know who he was looking for, but they must have been held up coming through the key.
He might have been going for Magaway. Magaway had good position. I think there was just a miscommunication, and head coach Daryl McNeil wanted to go review some instructional teaching opportunities.
Under the hood.
Yeah.
Long shot by Ewing, this time not as fortunate. And 3:02 to go, the lead. 14 points. Cascade with the rock.
Just under 3 to go.
And now running into some trouble. Blackman looking for anybody who'll answer the call for help. Burns. And the senior with 4 points. And this one's starting to run away for Mariner. There's the freshman. An off-balance, almost no-look right-hander. Boa can't connect. And the Magaway 3, uncharacteristic miss, and that is something that has been characteristic all game long. He is feeling it. He is in the zone. McGrath with 28 points on the night.
Doesn't matter if he's shoveling up from the waist, if he's hitting threes outside, the kid is just absolutely dialed.
A put-back three by Jalen Hayes, his first 2 points, and a timeout on the floor with 2:05 to go. We'll take one ourselves on STSPN. Cascade 63, Mariner 47. We'll finish the 2 minutes.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
Welcome back to Everett Community College, home of the Trojans of the NWAC Conference. And of course, STSPN will have that broadcast exclusively March 10th through 13th right here. You can find all the schedules on STSPN, and also the NWAC Conference has a very nice website.
And if you're not familiar with the NWAC, Northwest Athletic Conference, I tell you, the level of play, the competitiveness is outstanding. I was pleasantly surprised. Last year we started covering Shoreline, the Finns, both men's and women's, and it is a great time. Come down to Everett. It is worth every second, every dollar. One of the best values in town. I'll tell you, NWAC basketball, it's big time, and a lot of those kids go on to four years. It's a storied, and it's what, 32 teams?
Something big like that. Conference, huge. Yeah. The North Division, of course, the Trojans play in the North Division, and the top 4 teams of each division will make their way to the NWAC Conference Finals, and that is where they will be played this year, is right here at Everett Community College. Sweet 16.
And we will, STSPN, proud to bring you that exclusive coverage here March 10th through the 13th. We're going to bring all the cast of characters out on the STSPN broadcast roster.
Woo-hoo. There's some characters.
Woo!
It's the short bus. They're bringing the bus, but it's the short bus.
Yeah. Wow.
That's it's late.
Speechless.
Kevin Burns with the splitting the pair. And of course, we'll go back to NWAC. What's so fun for me in watching a lot of NWAC basketball, of course, my daughter plays.
Right here
at Everett Community College.
The home of the Neelys.
That's fun. But a lot of kids coming out of all these schools that we're watching play right now in front of us go on to play, and a great opportunity to continue your career and be able to play a game that these kids just absolutely love at the higher level, at that next level. And there is the junior Ewing making his presence known. He's had one heck of a second half.
Really has.
11 points in the half. 13 for the game, and a travel. And poor Kali has just been caught time and time again with that little extra step.
Yeah, McSwain into the ball game here. Just get caught in 6th travel, and that'll be a focus in the offseason. Or any time of the season.
It could be.
They're still alive.
I don't know that you want to focus on it too much.
Villalobos will be leading that drill.
There's the kick out. 3 on the way. No, Hayes can't dial it up. And now the final minute of play. Although Kali will go up, blocked away, swatted out by Placencio. So what's up next? Well, the winner of this one, after 1:11 to go, it's looking more and more with a 15-point lead. It'll be Cascade and Kamiak on Thursday night in the championship ball game on the...
I tell you what, don't walk, don't run. That is going to be an absolute doozy of a ball game. Thursday night right here, Everett Community College.
That will be the 8 p.m. contest at Everett Community College, as you mentioned, and on STSPN. And on the girls' side of things, Snohomish will play Lake Stevens. That contest right before the boys at 6:15. So a twin spin.
And even before that, we're going to, put down a gear into 3A, and we'll be at Jackson High School on Tuesday night, Keith, for some great matchups there.
Hancock hits the free throw. He's got 6. Ferndale and Edmonds Woodway start things off for the 3A. And of course, you got Mountain Lake Terrace coming up after that. I can't remember who they play.
Mountain Lake Terrace against Glacier Peak.
There you go. That'll be a dandy. Although Glacier Peak probably has the horses to run.
That again should be a very tough matchup. Both contests this year were very tight. I think 3 points or something, and you never know. It could go either way.
24 seconds to go, and head coach McNeil wants to just spread the floor, run the old North Carolina 4 corners.
You don't see that much anymore.
Not with the shot clock. Yeah, it's our 3rd law start. Of course, that one was specifically that shot clock designed.
That's right.
So to negate North Carolina basketball.
That's right. The Dean Dome. I've been to the Dean Dome. Hey, our adrenaline fundraising player of the game, Keith Neely. I mean, who else? The man of the night, the man of the hour. We'll head it down to Steve Willits.
Yeah, it's tough to make a decision.
I want to leave that anticipation out there, just sitting there.
Dripping.
The tease.
Cameron McGrath, what a night. 28 points, 7 of 14 from 3. And I don't think there's anybody that should be shrouded in the Adrenaline Sports Fundraising T-shirt player of the game than Cameron McGrath. Especially after the bigs. You've got Gotel with only 7 points tonight. Magaway, another big player for Cascade with 7 himself. And then you look down and you see 28 points. So we'll head down to Steve Willits, who has our Adrenaline Sports Fundraising player of the game, Cameron McGrath.
Okay, before we do anything else, we got to get a picture here. This guy, there we go. We're going to back up a little bit here. Cameron McGrath is our player of the game as he gets his picture taken. And why not? He hits 7 3-pointers tonight, 28 points. Cameron, first of all, it's a semifinal night. I hate to bring up a bad memory, but last year right here, semifinals in overtime, you hit a big 3-pointer to tie the game up before Jackson came down and hit a buzzer beater. You made sure you didn't have to worry about that by hitting an additional 6 3-pointers tonight. Tell me about this crazy 3-point display you went on.
Oh, well, I got to thank my teammates. They found me the ball. We made adjustments at half. We had to attack the gaps. Their gaps weren't, we could penetrate the gaps. They found me. Luckily, I was able to hit shots. Last year still brings back memories. I wanted to make sure we didn't have to do that again.
So I was looking at Coach McNeil at halftime. We were going to interview him. He did not look happy. It was only a 3-point lead. Sat down on the bench with his head down for a moment. So what was that speech like at halftime, and did he remind you of last year's game?
No, he didn't have to remind us it last year. We kind of reminded it of ourselves. It's thank you. It brings back bad memories, and we had to make sure that didn't happen. But no, we didn't play well the first half. We came out slow, and we made adjustments at halftime. Mac got us pumped up in there, so we had to come out and we played hard the second half and got the win. So.
You drew Cascade for this, or you drew Kamiak for the championship game. Team that beat you last week. I'm sure you guys haven't forgotten that one either. Time for a little revenge, perhaps?
Oh yeah, for sure. We got to go get them. Yeah, we got to play hard and play like we did the second half, and we should be fine.
So there we go. We'll let Cameron McGrath go and join us again. A big night for him. 28 points. He's our Adrenaline Fundraiser player of the game. Going to get Coach McNeil over here now. Coach, I was going to interview you at halftime, but you didn't look too happy. It was a 3-point game. Tell me what was said in the locker room, and what did you get these guys to do in the third quarter differently?
Oh, you know what? I'm always open for interviews, so don't worry about that. I was in deep thought. The first half we didn't execute very well, and our bigs got in some foul trouble. So with them out, we don't have the luxury like Kamiak. Kamiak has like 3, 4, 5 bigs they can roll in. So when our bigs went out, it was a little more challenging for us because we had to be able to execute our offense without them. But I told them that if we're going to win this game, it starts with defense. We got to do a better job playing defense, and the guys were getting to the paint. We got to take away those curl cuts and do a better job of hedging and protecting the paint. And then, we switched it up a little bit on defense to help out with that. But basically, I just told them we got to play better defense. This is ridiculous. They were doing whatever they wanted.
And then you've got the type of a team where, you see a lot of teams around Wesco who have one or two scorers on any given night. It could be Gotel, it could be Magaway. Tonight Cameron steps up. It's got to be nice to have that luxury too, knowing that at any given time these guys can start lighting it up.
That's a it's a real big blessing to have the guys that we have. I mean, you're right. Brennan can shoot, Cameron can shoot, Isaiah, Drew. I mean, Trayvon, when he's feeling good, everybody brings something different to the table for us. And it's nice to be able to have guys that we can go to. If one guy's down, we just go next man up. Next man step in and take over. So, and the guys understand that. They don't really get caught up in scoring. They want to just worry about, at the end of the night, can we win? Can we win? Can we win? Can we win? And that's what they're focusing in on. So, tonight was about Cameron, but really it was about the team because the guys saw him. They recognized he was hitting those shots. Brennan was setting huge screens for him to get those shots. So it's a team effort. We were finding them. We were getting them the ball, as well as those guys setting screens. So, again, team effort. Nobody was being selfish tonight.
And one final question. I know you would have liked to have gone into the postseason undefeated. It didn't happen last week. In some ways, could that be to your advantage, maybe refocusing these guys, knowing that they lost to Kamiak last week? Does it mean a little bit more for them to get that win now next week?
We went into that game. We looked a little bit about going undefeated. We talked a little bit about it, but that wasn't the big thing we were worried about. We were worried about getting that first seed. If we got the first seed, we were going to get a bye. We wanted to make sure we were able to win that Wesco title. We did those things. We had some goals that we accomplished. So losing, it didn't hurt us. If anything, like you said, it kind of helped us refocus and come together as a group and talk about that we're not untouchable. We've got to be able to do a better job of executing and doing the little things so that we can get better. So, I think it helped our guys refocus, and hopefully it brought us closer together as a team.
Well, again, great second half tonight. Congratulations on getting to the championship, and we're looking forward to Thursday.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one.
Absolutely. So once again, Coach Darryl McNeil with us. We're going to wrap it up. Back up to you guys. Once again, the championship game is set. It is Kamiak and it is Cascade, much like we thought coming into the tournament, guys.
And that championship game, thanks Steve Willits, great stuff down there. 8 p.m. on Thursday, Everett Community College, the Kamiak Knights, the Cascade Bruins, Lockhorn in a rematch, one that I thought was one of the best basketball games that I've seen in quite a long time. A lot of fun, especially when you get a packed gym and you're in for a doozy. You're in for a treat.
Oh, anticipation. You can't write a script any better. It's going to be a doozy.
The final, 68-49. Here at the final game of the night for a lot of folks. It's been a long day, and you can tell we're getting a little crazy up here on the oxygen floor of Everett Community College. The final again, 68-49, Cascade over Mariner. I'd like to thank the 5-tool player Todd Elvig for driving us home. Stephen Whitman, thanks so much for your help on the statistics and scores. And of course, always a blast to do basketball with my best bud back here, Scott Oshman and Steve Willits. A lot of fun and great stuff down low. I'm Keith Neely. Thanks for being part of the night. We'll see you again on STSPN.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night.
NBA 3 ball. He just absolutely drains that one.